Good evening, my friends. One of the greatest lessons I've learned in life is this: not everything needs to be announced. See, too many people spend their time talking about what they plan to do instead of quietly doing it. They look for applause before they've even stepped on the stage. But here's the truth: success loves silence. Growth happens in the unseen. And when you spend too much time telling people what you do, you invite opinions, distractions, and sometimes even resistance. Tonight, I want to share with you why keeping your plans to yourself isn't just a strategy, it's a principle of power. Let's dive in. Power is not in what you say, it's in what you do. Too many people believe that by announcing their plans, they are manifesting them into existence. But the truth is, the more you talk, the less you act. Silence is a discipline that allows you to channel all your energy into action rather than explanation. When you keep things to yourself, you maintain control over your momentum, decisions, and direction. Talking too much about your goals and ambitions can drain the very energy you need to achieve them. People often feel a sense of accomplishment just by sharing their plans. The moment they announce their intentions, they receive validation and praise, and suddenly, their motivation starts to fade. The mind begins to feel as if the goal has already been accomplished simply because it has been acknowledged. This is a dangerous illusion. Talking about your vision can give you a false sense of progress when, in reality, nothing has been done yet. True progress happens in the background, away from distractions, where focus and discipline take center stage. When you operate in silence, you remove the unnecessary noise that can cloud your judgment. Every time you speak about what you are working on, you open the door to unsolicited opinions, doubts, and external pressure. People will project their own fears onto you. They will tell you why your plans won't work, why the odds are against you, and why you should reconsider. These voices, even if they come from well-meaning people, can plant seeds of doubt in your mind. The more you entertain these doubts, the weaker your conviction becomes. Silence protects your confidence. It allows you to build belief in yourself without interference. Confidence is fragile in its early stages. When you are just getting started, you need to nurture it, strengthen it, and solidify it before exposing it to the world. If you speak too soon, you risk being influenced by skepticism, and that can shake your foundation before it's even fully built. The most successful people understand that power is cultivated in solitude. They spend their time working, refining their craft, and making strategic moves without seeking external validation. In a world that thrives on oversharing, keeping things to yourself is a form of power. When people don't know what you're working on, they can't interfere, and they can't form expectations that might pressure you into taking premature action. Many people announce their goals out of excitement, only to feel trapped by the commitments they made in public. This pressure can lead them to make decisions based on external approval rather than what is best for them. Operating in silence allows you to move with freedom. You are not confined by the expectations of others, and you are not weighed down by their opinions. You can pivot when necessary, change your strategy without explaining yourself, and make moves without anyone trying to predict or control your next step. When you stay quiet about your work, you maintain full ownership of your process. People admire results, not promises. Anyone can talk about what they are going to do, but few actually follow through. That's why silence is so powerful. It forces you to prove yourself through action rather than words. The moment you start delivering results, people take notice. And at that point, you don't have to explain anything. Your work speaks for itself. The greatest leaders, innovators, and achievers in history didn't spend their time making announcements about their plans. They worked in the shadows, tirelessly refining their vision, and when they finally revealed it, the world was left in awe. Their silence wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a sign of discipline and focus. They understood that power isn't in talking about what you will do, it's in doing it. When you speak less and do more, you become unpredictable. People can't anticipate your next move, and that gives you an advantage. Those who talk too much reveal their strategy before they even execute it. This gives others the opportunity to counteract, compete, or even copy their ideas. But when you operate in silence, you stay ahead. You move strategically without interference, and by the time people realize what you've been working on, it's already done. The discipline of silence also allows you to focus on what truly matters. When you are not spending your time explaining yourself to others, you have more time to refine your skills, sharpen your execution, and perfect your craft. Every minute spent talking about what you are going to do is a minute taken away from actually doing it. Successful people guard their energy and direct it toward productive action rather than empty words. Speaking about your goals too soon can also make you susceptible to external distractions. The moment you make your plans known, you become a topic of discussion. People will have opinions, and those opinions can shift your focus. Instead of staying locked in on your vision, you may find yourself defending it, justifying it, or trying to gain approval. This is wasted energy. Silence eliminates this distraction. When no one knows what you're working on, there is nothing for them to discuss, question, or interfere with. Not only does silence protect your focus, but it also enhances your impact. When you finally reveal what you've been working on, it carries more weight. People take notice because they weren't expecting it. Your results create the impact, not your words. This element of surprise amplifies your achievements because it wasn't just talk, it was action, executed with precision. There is a reason why the most powerful individuals are often the most private. They understand that their energy is sacred. They don't waste it on unnecessary conversations or premature announcements. They channel it into their work, ensuring that when they do speak, it is backed by results. Their words carry weight because they are spoken from a place of achievement rather than speculation. Not everyone around you wants to see you win. This is one of the hardest truths to accept, but it is also one of the most necessary. People are not always as supportive as they appear, and the moment you begin sharing your plans, you expose yourself to negativity, jealousy, and even sabotage. The world is filled with individuals who would rather see you stay where you are than elevate to a level beyond them. Many people operate from a place of scarcity. They believe that success is limited, that if you rise, they somehow lose. When you tell them about your ambitions, they may smile and nod, but deep inside they feel threatened. Your growth forces them to confront their own stagnation. Instead of being inspired, they may choose to discourage you, criticize your plans, or subtly plant seeds of doubt in your mind. These people are not always strangers. Sometimes they are the ones closest to you, friends, family members, colleagues, people you expect to support you. The problem with sharing your plans too soon is that it gives people the opportunity to project their fears onto you. They will tell you why your idea won't work, why you're not ready, why the timing is wrong. But these doubts are not a reflection of your capabilities. They are a reflection of their own limitations. They don't believe they could do it, so they assume you can't either. If you are not careful, their words will start shaping your reality. You might begin second-guessing yourself, slowing down, or even abandoning your dreams entirely. Jealousy often disguises itself as concern. Some people will pretend to be looking out for you when in reality they are trying to hold you back. They may question your abilities, highlight obstacles, or remind you of past failures. They don't want you to fail. They just don't want you to succeed beyond them. It is uncomfortable for them to see someone they know rise higher because it forces them to confront their own choices. Instead of doing the work to elevate themselves, they would rather keep you on their level. There are also those who pretend to support you while secretly hoping you fail. These people will listen to your plans, nod in agreement, and even offer words of encouragement. But behind closed doors, they are waiting for the moment they can say, "I knew it wouldn't work." They might even take steps to slow you down, spread doubt among others, or subtly undermine your efforts. The more people know about your plans, the more vulnerable you are to these hidden agendas. Another danger of revealing too much is that it invites competition. Not everyone who hears your ideas wants to see them succeed. Some will take your vision and run with it themselves. If you are not careful, someone else could execute your idea before you even get the chance. The world is full of people looking for shortcuts, and the moment you reveal your strategy, you give them an advantage. They don't have to do the thinking. You've already done it for them. Even if people don't deliberately sabotage you, their energy can still have an effect. Doubt, negativity, and envy create an invisible force that can weigh you down. Energy is contagious, and if you constantly surround yourself with people who don't believe in you, it becomes harder to believe in yourself. The mind absorbs what it is exposed to, and if you hear enough negativity, it can start shaping your actions. This is why it is crucial to be selective about who you share your journey with. Another problem with telling people your plans is that it creates unnecessary pressure. When others know what you are working on, they begin to expect results. If things don't move as quickly as they think they should, they start asking questions. How's that project going? Did you ever start that business? Are you still working on that idea? At first, these questions may seem harmless, but over time, they can create stress. You begin to feel like you have to prove something, not just to yourself, but to everyone who knows about your plans. When people expect something from you, it can change the way you move. Instead of focusing on the quality of your work, you may start rushing just to meet expectations. Instead of making the best decision for yourself, you may feel pressured to make the decision that looks best to others. This is dangerous because it takes you out of alignment with your true purpose. You are no longer building for yourself, you are building for an audience. Sometimes people don't want to see you win simply because they are used to seeing you at a certain level. The moment you begin growing, evolving, and aiming for something greater, it disrupts their perception of you. People get comfortable with who you have been. They know how to interact with you at your current level. But when you change, it forces them to change the way they see you, and not everyone is willing to do that. Some will try to pull you back into the version of yourself they are familiar with. This is why silence is a powerful tool. It protects you from interference, doubt, and negativity. It allows you to build without distraction, to stay focused on your own path without outside influence. Not everyone wants you to win, and the less you reveal, the less power they have over your journey. People respect results, not intentions. Talking about what you are going to do may feel like progress, but in reality, it does nothing to move you forward. The world is filled with people who have big dreams, grand plans, and ambitious ideas, but only a small percentage ever follow through. What separates those who succeed from those who don't is the ability to execute without seeking validation. When you let your results speak for themselves, you don't have to convince anyone of your worth. Your work does it for you. When you spend too much time announcing your goals, you create an illusion of accomplishment. The mind gets a temporary sense of satisfaction from verbalizing a plan, making it feel as if progress has already been made. This is why so many people fall into the trap of talking more than they act. They tell others what they are going to do, receive praise and encouragement, and mistake that recognition for achievement. But no amount of words can substitute for real work. The only thing that truly matters is what you deliver. People listen to action more than words. When someone repeatedly talks about what they plan to do but never follows through, their words lose value. Over time, others stop taking them seriously because they have built a reputation for talking instead of doing. On the other hand, when someone consistently delivers results without making a big announcement, they gain credibility. People pay attention to those who produce, not those who promise. One of the most powerful things about letting results speak is that it removes the need for explanation. Instead of trying to convince others that you are capable, you show them. Instead of debating whether your idea will work, you prove it. When you have results, there is no argument. Success is undeniable, and those who once doubted you are left with no choice but to acknowledge what you have accomplished. Talking too much about your plans can also create unnecessary pressure. When you announce what you are going to do, people begin to watch. They start expecting progress, asking for updates, and holding you accountable to the words you spoke. While accountability can be useful, it can also be a burden if you are not prepared. Instead of working at your own pace and making strategic adjustments along the way, you may feel the need to rush in order to meet external expectations. This can lead to poor decision-making, stress, and even premature failure. When you stay quiet about your work and let your results speak, you maintain control over your process. You are not influenced by outside opinions, and you don't feel the need to prove anything before it's time. You can focus entirely on the quality of your work, ensuring that when you do reveal your results, they are undeniable. The less you speak, the more impact your achievements will have when they are finally seen. Another advantage of letting results speak is that it allows you to operate without interference. When people don't know what you are working on, they can't criticize, doubt, or attempt to sabotage your efforts. The moment you reveal your plans, you invite opinions. Some supportive, but many negative. People may project their own fears onto you, questioning whether your goal is realistic or whether you have what it takes to succeed. These doubts, even if unintentional, can plant seeds of hesitation in your mind. By keeping your work private until it is ready, you protect yourself from unnecessary negativity. Letting results speak also builds a sense of mystery. When you talk too much about your goals, people become familiar with your ideas before they materialize. There is no surprise, no intrigue, no impact when they finally come to life. But when you work in silence and suddenly deliver something exceptional, it captures attention in a powerful way. People admire those who produce without seeking recognition along the way. The unexpected nature of success creates a stronger impression than a long series of verbal promises. Success is not about how loudly you talk about your plans, it's about how effectively you execute them. Many of the most successful people in the world are not the ones constantly talking about their next move. They are the ones making moves in silence. They understand that words do not build businesses, careers, or legacies. Only action does. They prioritize work over discussion, ensuring that when people finally see what they have been working on, it speaks for itself. The habit of speaking less and doing more also creates a mindset of discipline. It forces you to rely on your own internal motivation rather than external validation. When you stop seeking approval for your ideas and instead commit to executing them, you develop a stronger work ethic. You no longer need the temporary high of sharing your plans because you understand that true fulfillment comes from actual progress. In every field, from business to sports to creative endeavors, the people who rise to the top are not the ones who talk the most. They are the ones who stay committed to their craft, constantly improving, refining, and pushing forward. Their success is not built on words, but on tangible achievements that set them apart. They know that respect, influence, and recognition come not from what they say they will do, but from what they have actually done. Talking about your plans creates an unnecessary weight that can slow you down before you even start. The moment you announce what you are going to do, you introduce pressure, both from yourself and from others. Instead of focusing entirely on the work, you now have to deal with the expectations that come with your words. People will start watching, asking questions, and measuring your progress against what you said you would do. This added pressure can make you feel rushed, anxious, or even hesitant to take the next step. When you keep things to yourself, you give yourself the freedom to move without the burden of external expectations. You can experiment, make mistakes, and adjust your course without the fear of judgment. The process of growth and success is rarely a straight line. It involves trial and error, learning from failures, and making adjustments along the way. When no one is watching, you can pivot without explanation. You are free to change direction without anyone questioning why. This flexibility is crucial because success is not about sticking rigidly to a plan. It's about adapting, improving, and refining your approach until you get it right. Announcing your plans also creates an illusion of progress. The moment you talk about what you are going to do, your brain registers a sense of accomplishment even though nothing has been done yet. This is why many people feel satisfied just by sharing their ideas. They receive validation, encouragement, or admiration from others, and that temporary high can replace the actual motivation to do the work. But words don't build success. Actions do. When you avoid talking too much, you keep your energy focused on execution rather than approval seeking. External pressure can also make you feel obligated to perform for an audience rather than for yourself. Instead of following your natural instincts and focusing on what truly matters, you may feel the need to meet other people's expectations. This can lead to rushed decisions, shortcuts, or even compromising your vision just to show quick results. Real success requires patience and precision. When you operate in silence, you can take your time to build something solid without feeling rushed by outside opinions. Another danger of sharing too much is that it opens the door to doubt and negativity. People have their own fears, insecurities, and limited beliefs. When they hear about your plans, they may not intentionally try to discourage you, but their words can still plant seeds of doubt in your mind. They may ask if you're sure, highlight potential obstacles, or remind you of past failures. If you are not mentally strong, these doubts can take root and cause hesitation. When you keep things private, you protect your confidence and maintain your focus without unnecessary distractions. People often misunderstand the nature of progress. They expect to see quick results, and if they don't, they assume nothing is happening. This is why announcing your plans can become a burden. If you say you're working on something big and it takes longer than expected, people start questioning your progress. What happened to that project? Are you still working on that idea? These questions, even if well-intended, can create unnecessary stress. You may start feeling the need to prove something, even when you know that true success takes time. When you avoid unnecessary pressure, you also avoid unnecessary explanations. If you decide to change direction, abandon a plan, or start over, you don't have to explain yourself to anyone. You are free to adjust your strategy without feeling the need to justify your decisions. People who share too much often feel trapped by their own words. Even when they realize they need to make a change, they hesitate because they don't want to be seen as inconsistent. But growth requires evolution, and those who allow themselves the freedom to pivot without external pressure are often the ones who succeed in the long run. When people don't know what you're working on, they can't interfere. They can't give unsolicited advice, criticize your progress, or compare your journey to theirs. They can't create unnecessary competition, distractions, or negativity. You control the pace, the direction, and the energy surrounding your work. This allows you to build something that is truly aligned with your vision, rather than something shaped by the expectations of others. Operating without unnecessary pressure also helps maintain inner peace. When you are not constantly thinking about what others expect from you, you can fully immerse yourself in your work. There is no need to impress, prove, or defend, only to create, refine, and execute. This mindset shift makes the process more enjoyable and fulfilling. Instead of feeling weighed down by the pressure of external validation, you stay focused on the real goal, doing the work and letting the results speak for themselves. The people who achieve the most in life understand that success is built in silence. They don't waste energy explaining their every move or seeking approval. They work diligently behind the scenes, free from distractions. And when they finally reveal what they've been building, it is undeniable. Success is built in silence, and the most effective way to work toward your goals is without seeking validation from others. The more you share your plans, the more you invite opinions, doubts, and distractions. Everyone has an opinion, but not everyone has the vision, discipline, or mindset required to achieve great things. When you keep your goals private, you protect them from being influenced by outside noise. People often seek validation because they want reassurance that they are on the right path. They want to hear encouragement, support, or agreement from others before they take action. However, success is not determined by external approval. It is determined by consistent action, learning, and adaptation. When you rely on validation, you give other people power over your confidence. If they approve, you feel motivated. If they doubt you, you start second-guessing yourself. This dependency weakens your ability to trust your own judgment. Validation can become a trap. When people praise your ideas, you may feel as if you have already accomplished something. This false sense of achievement can reduce your drive to actually put in the work. It feels good to be recognized, but recognition without execution is meaningless. Many people talk about their ambitions, receive applause for their vision, and then never follow through. The energy that should have gone into action was wasted on seeking approval. Another risk of seeking validation is that people project their own fears and limitations onto you. If they have never done what you are attempting, they may not believe it is possible. They may list all the reasons it won't work, all the risks involved, and all the obstacles they think you will face. But their doubts are a reflection of their mindset, not yours. If you allow their fears to influence you, you will hesitate, delay, or even abandon your goals. When you keep your plans to yourself, you eliminate the need for external reassurance. You develop the ability to believe in your vision even when no one else sees it. This internal confidence is what allows people to push forward despite obstacles. The most successful individuals are not the ones who constantly seek approval. They are the ones who trust themselves enough to take action without permission. Seeking validation can also lead to unnecessary criticism. The more people you involve in your plans, the more opinions you will receive. Some will be well-meaning, while others will be dismissive or negative. Too many opinions can create confusion. Instead of moving forward with clarity, you may feel torn between different perspectives. What should have been a simple decision now feels complicated because you are considering everyone else's input. The more voices in your head, the harder it becomes to trust your own instincts. Another issue with seeking validation is that people's support is often conditional. When you share your goals, some may support you at first, but if your success begins to outshine them, their attitude may change. Not everyone wants to see you win, especially if it reminds them of their own unfulfilled potential. Some may subtly discourage you, while others may openly criticize you under the disguise of giving advice. By keeping your goals private, you avoid dealing with these shifts in people's behavior. There is also the issue of premature judgment. When people know what you are working on, they may start forming opinions before you've even had the chance to make real progress. They may doubt your abilities, question your ideas, or assume failure before you've even begun. This can be discouraging, especially if you are still in the early stages. Keeping things to yourself allows you to build without being influenced by the expectations or skepticism of others. The people who accomplish the most in life understand that validation is unnecessary. They don't waste time explaining their every move or seeking permission to chase their dreams. They understand that success is about action, not approval. They stay focused, work in silence, and let their results speak for them. The more you avoid seeking validation, the more self-sufficient you become. You develop resilience, discipline, and a deeper connection with your purpose. When you stop seeking validation, you gain control over your own journey. You are no longer swayed by outside opinions, and you no longer waste time justifying your actions. You simply do what needs to be done. This level of focus and confidence is what sets successful people apart from those who never move beyond the planning stage. Instead of waiting for others to validate your dreams, you validate them yourself through your action. Not everyone needs to know what you are working on, and not everyone deserves access to your plans. The more you share, the more you expose yourself to unnecessary opinions, distractions, and potential obstacles. There is power in moving in silence, in working behind the scenes without broadcasting every step of your journey. When you keep things private, you maintain control over your energy and direction. Every person you tell about your goals becomes a potential source of influence, whether positive or negative. Some will genuinely support you, while others may doubt, criticize, or even secretly hope you fail. The more people you involve, the more complicated things become. You might start second-guessing yourself based on their reactions, or you might feel pressured to prove something instead of staying focused on what truly matters. People have their own beliefs, fears, and limitations. When they hear about your ambitions, they filter them through their own perspective. If they don't believe in themselves, they may not believe in you either. If they have failed in a similar pursuit, they may assume you will fail as well. This is not necessarily out of malice. Many people simply project their own experiences onto others. But if you internalize their doubts, it can weaken your confidence and slow you down. Keeping things to yourself allows you to protect your vision. When an idea is still in its early stages, it is fragile. It needs time to develop, to grow strong before being exposed to the world. Sharing too soon can invite negativity that stunts its progress. People may question you before you've had a chance to fully form your plan. They may poke holes in your strategy, not out of expertise, but out of habit. When you keep things private, you give yourself the space to refine your ideas without interference. There is also an element of strategic advantage in keeping quiet. When others don't know what you are working on, they cannot anticipate your moves. This gives you the freedom to operate without external pressure or competition. Many successful people understand this principle and apply it to their businesses, creative projects, and personal lives. They do not reveal their next steps until they have already taken them. And by the time others realize what they have accomplished, it is already too late to interfere. Some people drain your energy rather than contribute to it. They may not openly criticize, but their doubts, questions, or even their lack of enthusiasm can subtly discourage you. Their skepticism might cause you to explain yourself more than necessary, wasting valuable time and mental energy. Instead of defending your choices, you could be using that energy to build and execute. Not everyone who listens to your plans has your best interests at heart. Some people may pretend to support you while secretly hoping you don't succeed. Others may take your ideas and use them for themselves. By keeping your plans to yourself, you minimize the risk of unnecessary competition or sabotage. You maintain full control over your process without the influence of those who may not have your success in mind. Another benefit of keeping things private is that it allows you to work without distraction. When you constantly talk about what you are doing, you may start focusing more on how it appears to others rather than the work itself. You might feel the need to provide updates, to prove that you are making progress, or to seek approval at every stage. This can slow you down and shift your focus away from execution. But when you work in silence, there is no need to impress anyone. The only thing that matters is getting the job done. Success is best revealed through results, not words. People respect those who produce, not those who make promises. The most effective way to gain credibility is not by telling people what you are going to do, but by showing them what you have already done. When your work speaks for itself, you don't have to explain or convince anyone. The results will make your impact undeniable. Operating with discretion also helps build a sense of personal discipline. When you stop relying on external validation, you become more self-sufficient. You no longer need the encouragement of others to stay motivated because your drive comes from within. This level of independence strengthens your focus, sharpens your decision-making, and allows you to stay committed even when no one else is watching. People admire those who move with quiet confidence. There is something powerful about a person who doesn't feel the need to announce their every step, yet consistently delivers remarkable results. Those who speak the loudest often achieve the least because they spend more time talking than doing. Meanwhile, those who work in silence gain the upper hand. They move strategically, avoid unnecessary resistance, and allow their achievements to make the strongest statement of all.